It's August 19th, 2012, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 345 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers. I am Foilman, and also on the show today we have with us Breezy. How you doing today, Breezy?
Hello.
There he is, and we also have with us Strider. Hello, Strider.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, and we have Ham. Hello, Ham.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, so before we actually begin our rants and raves and all that kind of stuff, this show was recorded before a live audience, which you may be a part. You can listen in and message about the topics as we discuss them. And for the topics that we discuss, somebody's going to post a relevant URL to the chat window, or people will get fired. No, actually not. As for the other links that may be posted, don't click on them. Don't know where they go. You may accidentally kill someone in your family by doing so. Really, it is a tragedy. Finally, for those of you who haven't heard this show before, know that this show may contain some explicit language or very adult themes. And if that is not for you, you should leave. So we have a whole show of topics here. I have about 325 topics that I lined up for today. So sit back, make sure you have a full pot of coffee next to you.
Hope you have 5 hours.
Yeah. Grab a case
All right.
of beer.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So don't sidetrack me. So we do have a lot of topics going, and I wonder if it has to do with gamescom that was going on. It probably has something to do with that. But I'm thinking about what was the previous. Not Quake. Well, actually, QuakeCon, we had some great stuff. Thank you, Ham, for the wonderful thing that the wonderful roundup that you did for us last week. If anybody missed anything that went on over at QuakeCon or wants to know what's going on with id and all their IPs and what they want to do, listen to last week's episode 344, and because Ham goes through it all. It's really great.
He's actually a journalist. He's a starving journalist.
Now he's a starving journalist, now that he's working with us. Donate, people. Yes, thank you.
Seriously,
okay.
We need your help.
All right. All right, so yes, and in regards to that, in 2 weeks, we will be doing this thing live. A few of us will be doing this thing live from PAX in Seattle, Washington, United States, where we'll be doing the Penny Arcade Expo and talking to the developers. We've got our calendar running, not very efficiently, but at least it works with all our schedules going, because of the time zones. We got to adjust for time zone. It's very confusing. And see, I got my shirt on, PAX, from last year, so I'm all ready. I'm ready for this show. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be good. Okay, so let's talk about some hardware. I like to start off with some of the hardware stuff. And there's stuff going on for GeForce. GeForce is... I have a picture here, and I'm just stumbling to find it. There it is. GeForce is releasing some GTX 660. There's a review over at Engadget.com. And these cards... Those must be
They
4
take
different
up
cards.
4 slots, 4+ slots.
That's got to be 4 cards, right? I know it's not.
No way.
It is. That's two doubles, and it takes up 4+ slots.
But the price
You need
for it,
You need a special motherboard if you're going to use these cards.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you need a special motherboard because a lot of the motherboards actually only have the PCI Express slots separated by a single channel PCI Express slot, which means that you need a special motherboard, which is why they also often have a gap between them. And I like that gap. I feel like I'm at least getting some air in there.
Yeah.
As opposed to just heating up on you. But what's awesome about this is that it's a decent card for $300 or thereabouts. That's not a bad price.
If it's taking up that much space, it better be a decent card.
Yeah. How much power does it take to run it?
Yeah, you probably want a pretty hefty power supply.
1,000-watt power supply.
You know what, these days,
Just for the card.
no, these days when you're making a gaming PC, you should really just consider that 1,000 watt. You don't have to go with the 1,600 watt. That really is overkill. which I know some people that have done that. But yeah, around 1,000 watts. Just not just because
I know someone who's done it.
not just because
Those USB waffle makers.
Yes, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Those extra peripherals that you have to worry about. You have to worry about plugging in that wireless headset if you want, right here, right? And you need that You need that keyboard that goes into the USB. You need the camera that's running. You need that Mad
USB
Catz,
coffee maker, the USB cooler,
the button warmer,
the girlfriend.
the girlfriend. Yes, exactly. So just because of all that kind of stuff, you really should be beefing that thing up. And remember, don't buy the bare minimum when it comes to the power supplies, because power supplies degrade quickly over time, which is why half of you probably have a computer that only lasts a year, maybe just over a year, and then next summer it suddenly burns out. It's because those capacitors that are inside the power supply tend to heat up and age very quickly, 50% within the first year, I think.
I should probably replace mine.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you lose 50% power. That just means that it's 50% aging, and there's a whole bunch of math that you don't need to know. Just know that buy more you need.
Capacitors deteriorate, and the longer you use them, the faster they deteriorate. You can do quantum theory on it if you wanted to, but that's not why we're here today.
Seriously,
Go to
folks,
school,
we need your
kids.
help.
Stay in school.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, so let's go. Yeah.
Well, does anybody know how big the 690 is? That's a $1,000 card, and I don't think it's 4 slots.
Wait, 690 or 680? Because I know that the 680's out, and I can't remember seeing the 690. We probably talked about it. I saw
the 690 at QuakeCon. I saw it get given away to 2 people in the audience. So jealous.
Wow. It is a $1,000 card, and it is the same size as this card right here. It looks like a double card stacked.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a double.
But there is a difference. I think these double cards that we're looking at right here, the 660s, I think they are technically 2 cards stacked. Whereas the 690 is technically a single card stacked. So they only take up a single PCI Express slot. That's not 2 cards, it's 4 cards. See, that's what I was wondering, Morphus. Those are 4 cards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Still a good price for a 660.
Right, who's typing yellow? Stop typing yellow.
All right, let's hop over to some audio stuff here. I don't know, you guys, do you have any interest in audio? Because I'm also setting up with these at the conference. I'm trying to talk to these audio guys to find out if they have any decent headsets with microphones and whether or not it's worth getting this, like this Tritton thing here. This is a $200 Tritton card. It is wired, so you're stuck to your PC. You can't get up and get that beer when you need it. But it is surround sound. I like the idea of surround sound, but remember, you have this big thing on your head. You're not going to be able to hear anybody else around you. Some people like that, some people don't. I don't like it because then people start to... Yeah?
Yeah, but see, when I play a game and I throw the headphones on, I do it so that I'm immersed in the game, not so that I can, hear somebody nagging or phones ringing or things like that. I want to be immersed in the game. Yeah. The unfortunate thing with these headsets that come out, and you said it, they're all built for the sound. They're not built for the mics, for the voice. So the quality of the mic is always low end, is what I'm going to say, unless you're buying a professional studio grade headset. You're getting a low end mic for basic VoIP chat, but the sound quality is going to be really good in them. But the mic itself is usually about as low end as you can get. And that's one of the reasons that when we were talking with the audiologists at PAX last year, that there was just they had no interest in letting us test their mics because they were like, it's just a 50-cent Radio Shack mic that we threw on there. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, sounds like this.
Passable.
Right, passable, exactly. But what kind of price are you willing to spend for a really decent headset? Are you willing to spend $300, $400? I mean, this one's only $200, which sounds pretty good. No,
for what though? For what? For doing a show or for gaming?
I just bought the mic last week.
Yeah, but I've got the 7.1 headsets on now. I'm fully immersed in surround sound now.
Do they work well?
Yeah.
Gaming, yes, most definitely. Sometimes eerily so.
I'm
Well, that
making
sounds
sure
like
that this is
kinda
that
neat.
See, I thought I bought the same headset, but I really have to wonder. See, I've got the same one right here, and I don't like it. It kind of is floppy. It gets in my way and knocks
You've
over
got a
things.
misshapen head.
I've got a large head. I know. Thank you. Tell everyone, why don't you? The well, all right. So you have this headset that's out there. There's a few headsets that actually came out. There's another one out there that's being touted as the is that it? The Black Ops, the official
That's the
Black
Black
Ops
Ops.
from from Turtle Beach.
Turtle head.
Turtle Head.
Turtle
Yes. From Turtle Beach. That's I don't. You know what? Turtle Beach is probably the second. What do you think? You think it's like the second most well-known audio company? I mean, I'm
isn't
thinking number one is Creative
Turtle Beach
Labs.
is the Xbox ones as well, isn't it? So it probably
Yeah,
works on
that's
Xbox.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
probably where a lot of their fame comes from, is that they've put out the MLG headsets for the Xbox, and the consolians just lap that up. But
Yep.
Yeah.
given that it is well, you can't say that just because it says Turtle Beach that it's good quality, because it's the same as everything else. You can get a cheap Turtle Beach, you can get an expensive
Yeah.
Turtle Beach. Usually you get what you pay.
You pay for those expensive Black Ops stickers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Those aren't free.
Well, if anyone's out there looking for audio cards, let's say, instead of just the headsets, I'm going to turn around and just say, go Creative. They're number one out there. They've been there for the longest, and they did have a couple bad years within the last 10 years, but that's it. Just 2 bad years where they put out some weird drivers that were incompatible probably because of the Windows operating system changeovers, but they rock.
But who else is there though? Like you've got sound cards built into headphones, and that's really it. If you want internal sound cards,
Asus.
What's that?
Asus has internal ones.
Yeah.
They do, actually.
No.
I wouldn't use them for audio, but yeah.
I've never had any issues with mine. It's been no, sorry. It's been
I've got an Asus motherboard. It's a few years old.
Higher.
And it
Not you
came
have,
with
sorry.
the Asus motherboard that I bought a few years ago. It was like one of the premium ones, and it came with a little sound card from a Creative X5 sound card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Usually those boards come with a Realtek, which is not bad, but you're gonna get, it passes.
Yeah.
That's it. It's passable. Yeah, musicians do want good sound cards. You're absolutely right, Morphus. That's because they're recording and they're working with some high. Well, all right, yeah. All right, moving on. Blah blah blah. Very boring. Okay, Razer. How would you like this green monstrosity to show up on top of your head? This is what Razer thinks is the best headset out there.
You will not get lost in the daylight or dark with that headset.
It's hideous, and it looks horribly heavy and awkward to wear.
Well, he's holding it up with one finger, so can't be that heavy.
No, so it must be light.
Yes. I wonder if it glows. With that color, it's got to glow.
Yeah. I'm blinded right now.
that is a bit extreme.
But this one touts that it has a pull-out microphone, which also bothers me. For anybody that likes to talk on Skype and stuff like that and likes to actually sound like a person, then the idea of having a microphone that's stuck somewhere inside the headset that you can yank out and start talking on or something like that, I think it's ridiculous. You
It's
can't
just
have a
asking
quality
for it to
microphone
grow.
like that. Yeah. Oh, also that. Somebody's just going to pull it all away. Keep going. You're right.
Someone
Absolutely
rage
right.
quits and forgets that the microphone is pinned to their collar. Oh, son of a...
All right. So, yeah. All right. So,
To the other color.
I don't. Knowing Razer, no, you're stuck with it. And also knowing Razer, that in about 2 years after using it, suddenly the drivers are going to screw up on your Windows machine. That's what happens to me with every Razer product I have. That every mouse, everything, it ends up all of a sudden the driver starts going nuts.
I think I could probably say the same thing.
That's why I stick with Logitech now. It doesn't fail me. They have really good mice, which I use wired. I don't use wireless because I like the I think it reacts much better. Logitech, well, this is not a Logitech keyboard, but they do have nice keyboards. All right, you know, you go out and get a gaming keyboard, you end up with 50 buttons on each side that you can't find because you're looking at the screen and it's dark in the room when you're playing. So I go out and buy the cheapest keyboard I can find because that usually works out. All right. So yeah, I also want to talk about the mouse that Razer has going on. Razer has that Ouroboros is what they're calling it. I don't know.
Absolutely uncomfortable looking.
Yeah, looks like it was made for a robot.
I don't know if it's uncomfortable because what they're trying to show you here is that it can be fully adjusted to fit your hand however you want it to be fit.
Transform.
Isn't that just the same as that Rocat one? No.
I was going to say the Cyborg. I don't remember the Roadcat. I remember the Cyborg from Mad Catz. Has anybody here? I got a picture of it showing up right here. Hopefully you can see that. That one right there is from Mad Catz, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, hey, look, we can do what Mad Catz does too. Except the Mad Catz one actually looks kind of cool, and this Razer one, I don't know. Don't need
What would be
all.
cool is if it was automated, so that you got this mouse. It's a compact shape, and you press a button and it just goes into your settings.
Yes,
That'd be cool.
That would be
Like
awesome. I would
like
buy
Alexis,
it just
huh?
because it did that.
And it shrinks.
Does
when
it
your
work?
hand
No, it doesn't work.
crushes your hand.
But it looks cool, right?
Yeah, it looks awesome, but it doesn't work for shit.
Those sharp edges.
Yeah, I think Marcus is right. You're going to bang on it. You're going to get mad because you got fragged at the wrong spot. You're going to slap it down on the desk and crack. Pieces everywhere.
Pieces stuck in you.
Mad Catz is also, which you saw that crazy picture of the mouse, what they're doing. Here's their version of a keyboard. It's got pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
And this thing that looks like a camera way up here, that's actually an LCD screen.
Why does it look like a camera then?
I don't know. I don't know. It's insane. It's got a keyboard with a side keyboard over there, and buttons, in case you like buttons.
Do they
Lots.
I'm wondering where they're like. Do they have the LCD readouts on the touchpads and all that, and the programmable macro keys on that? Like that looks like something you'd find in a futuristic game console where you're driving piloting a spaceship with all these extra peripherals for no reason. Exactly. Mr. Sulu didn't have that many buttons. Captain Kirk had 9 buttons. What the fuck you need all that shit for?
You know, if they put the Arma 2 or Arma 3 label on it, then maybe it would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You requires
need 2 full keyboards to go like the 80s hair bands with the stacked keyboards for playing and operate the mouse with your feet.
The official keyboard of Arma.
There you go.
Yep. That's good. All right. Okay, enough hardware. Well, actually, just a little bit more hardware. Let's make fun
I'm
of
supposed
OnLive.
to be pasting stuff here. I'm sorry, people. I'm supposed to be pasting stuff and haven't pasted nothing.
No problem. Nobody's paying
Poor
attention.
effort.
Let's make fun of OnLive a little bit here. OnLive is apparently going under. Actually, they're not going under. What's happening is it seems like OnLive was having some serious money issues, I think, and so they went out and they found somebody to buy them up.
No.
Didn't they? Because they
they
started laying off. Right?
Yeah, they got rid of half their staff.
Right, and that was actually the first cue that started up the news because somebody sent out a letter saying that they think they're going bankrupt. Then somebody else said, no, we're not going bankrupt. Somebody else said, I just saw about half their staff leaving with boxes. And that's because they were all packing their desks. And it turns out that was true, that they're laying off half the people. But I thought they were getting bought out. That's not true?
Well, somebody purchased the assets, but not the debt, which I mentioned this morning. No wonder America's economy is in the shitter. If a company can purchase all the assets but none of the debt, so you dig this giant hole as a corporation and say, all right, it works, but we're sorry, we don't have enough money to continue. All right, I'm going to buy the part that works. You guys keep the shit that's costing you money, and so all of a sudden the company that just bought out the assets is gold.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen to Stalker?
Fuck, I don't even know what happened to Stalker. That just
yeah.
I'm a little bit sad because I kind of loved and hated what OnLive represented. I love that they brought great games to low cost hardware, but I hated that they kind of took away ownership. They took away just a lot of stuff, inherent latency, all this weird stuff. That's all the negatives they brought with some of the positives. It didn't really know where to stand on it. But I did read that whoever purchased it is going to continue to run the service. So there's going to be no delays or no gaps in service if it's something you use regularly, which I don't.
Yeah, I'm still wondering if there's a true market for this, and I kind of feel like they're pushing it like the 3D televisions, where everybody is supposed to get one, but nobody wants one.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
And what I'm directly thinking of is that Ouya, right? The Ouya console that's going on under Kickstarter, the little cubic Rubik's Cube sized console that's supposed to be running on Android, which I had a discussion with some guys in the office this week. I'm talking about how I think this is just the wrong product. And what's going to happen is this product is going to kick out, and a few months later, Google, you know what Google's doing. Have you guys seen what they're doing with the fiber? They're not just rolling out some internet for people, but they're also rolling out actual television. I think we talked about it on one of our shows where Google is testing out the idea of real television through Google. All right, so now let's put this all together. We have Google, who has the Play Store, the Google Play, which they just did this year, right? They changed everything over, so it's Google Play. They're starting to do this Google TV box where you can just watch some which isn't doing very well, by the way, but you can watch some YouTube videos or some other videos, and you can take a look at some stuff. Now you have this Ouya box that's coming out, but what's going to happen is Google's going to turn around and put out their own box. You see this coming. They're going to put out a box that you can watch TV on, you can watch the videos on, you can play all your Android applications on. And what do you think the Ouya box is? An Android application device.
Yeah. Do you think that they're actually going to put out a box, or are they just going to incorporate it into a smart TV app?
No, they've already done boxes, and I think they'll do it again. Or actually, I'm not going to say they haven't done the box. They've had other people do the box, such as I remembered it a second ago. Logitech, didn't they? They put out a Google box, I thought.
Yep. Logitech and Sony.
And that's what they do. They don't even really do phones. Occasionally they'll do the phone, but they're not the ones making it. Like the Nexus 7. They didn't make the Nexus 7. Asus did, right? I think so.
Yep. They just put out something that's really stupid. I think it's really stupid. The Nexus Q, which is a box. In a sense, it's really dumb, and it's like it's a media player that hooks up to your TV, but can only be controlled with a tablet. But I think they're encouraging people to experiment with it and kind of break it apart and create new ways to actually use it. It looks stupid, but I think it's like maybe their first little test to try to get something working.
To me, it just seems like one of those things that's everybody's going to try, already has thrown money at, and by the time it is released, it's already going to be too old, and something else is going to be there. It's one of these marketplaces that anybody can do this, and they are.
This Ouya?
Yeah, this Ouya is what I mean, right. So and the reason why we're talking about the Ouya is because it's very similar to OnLive. OnLive is a streaming service. Well, Ouya doesn't necessarily stream, but it allows you to grab these apps that play, and so you're just really basically trying to play games on the television, and that's how they're similar. And I think they're both destined to be something less than what they were meant to be in the public's eye.
OnLive announced their support for Ouya a few weeks back.
Yep.
So there's
And
going
then
to be
suddenly look
OnLive
what
app.
happened.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them doing an Ouya app for OnLive. I can't imagine that. How's that going to work? The processor can handle that? I guess.
Well, the OnLive is going to be in Ouya as an app. So it's going to just stream content.
Well, they don't actually have. Does OnLive? I know they have an app for, say, the iPad, but I don't think it's for playing games. I think it's for using it as a controller, isn't it?
It's for watching, just for watching.
Just for watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think on Android they've got a few select games where you can actually can not only watch but also control it. I've never got it to work though.
Mm-hmm.
So and
yep. Yeah. All right. We'll end up seeing what happens in the next few years.
I think the next 6 months there's going to be some hardware shakeup, anyways, and we'll see what happens post Christmas. Really,
everybody's going to be Wii Uing.
Nah.
That might be that might be like the console hit this Christmas, but again, how long did the last one last? Everybody 2 weeks, I think. I think everybody that bought the first Wii loved it for 2 weeks, and that was it.
Mine is a Netflix box now.
Yeah. See. Okay, let's move on to some mods, perhaps. Where's my mouse?
Sure.
I must have hit that.
I'm up for that.
Mouse is going too fast. Okay, Grand Theft Auto 4 Desert Storm. I actually have some video of this thing here somewhere. Had is the key word there.
Had.
Wait, didn't you give me a video? All right, so I'll look for the video. This is supposed to be a Liberty City that is buried under sand, which has me wondering, how do you drive? How does this work? Aren't you supposed to drive on the roads? Is that what it is?
I don't know. That would make sense.
Liberty City buried under sand. I've played that game before. I think it's called Spec Ops: The Line. It just came out.
Wow, I suck at finding this thing, don't I? Nope. Okay, I thought Strider Dropboxed it to me earlier, but I guess not. Okay.
I canceled it. It was like a 40-minute upload.
Oh boy. Yeah, no. Okay.
But you grabbed
so I don't have video of that. No, you can.
No video
right,
for you.
Yes. you want video? Go somewhere else. No, don't please. Okay. So I did watch some of this, but I didn't see any vehicle driving when I watched the video. I guess maybe I didn't watch enough of the video. I basically just saw a camera flying over Liberty City that's full of sand now.
Grand Theft Auto, but all the autos are buried under the sand. So your first task, should you wish to accept it, is to dig them out.
You see my point? What's the? I don't get it.
4 hours of digging.
Grand Theft Minecraft.
Exactly.
All right, how about another one? GoldenEye. GoldenEye has a Source release. That's a Valve's Hammer Source kind of thing. That's available for the Half-Life 2. It's a Half-Life 2 mod, and which, means free to play if you own the game.
Those guys have been working on this for a long time. I remember playing it back many years ago. Yeah.
Well, this is based on the GoldenEye from Nintendo 64. Mm-hmm. So it's based on an old game. I don't think they've been working on it since that.
Yeah, it's not since then, but I remember playing a beta thing a long time ago.
Wow, that's some interesting noise.
$16-bit James Bond.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Techno
to the
remix
2 engine.
What I remember playing of it, it was fun. I'd probably download this and install it.
Why are they all wearing top hats? Or is that just me?
Because that's... I don't know. I don't know. Wow, those are some steep stairs. Okay. So remember, if you got the game, which... I wonder how much this game costs on Steam nowadays anyways, huh?
Half-Life 2?
Yeah. Isn't it
Probably
like
pick up the orange box for $30.
Really that much? I was going to say it's probably closer to like 12 now.
Let me take a look. I just happen to have Steam.
$6.99 in pounds.
I was even twice that. Yeah. So look at what you can be playing for $6.99 right now.
Yeah, I wonder because Valve released something. I wish Welsie was here. You could probably tell us for sure. But I know they released something where you don't necessarily have to own a source-based game anymore to play a source-based mod. But I don't know the details.
The orange box is 20.
I don't know. 20 bucks?
Half-Life 2 is 10.
Yeah. Ah, all right.
If you're gonna buy, you might as well buy the orange box because you get Portal and Team Fortress and all that. So
yeah.
If you're gonna give Valve some money, might as well buy the orange box.
All right, I like what Valve does. We have actually a few articles here to talk about Valve. Like, they put out some sort of Counter-Strike Global Offense. Yeah, it's offensive. Trailer here. This is the Counter-Strike Go that we were kind of offended by at the last PAX. Because it's just really it's just Counter-Strike repackaged for the console-y people who like to play these kind of games, and the PC players who don't really, they're trying to they want to get people in here playing the game that don't normally play this game. So they're trying to open up their minds and say, hey, look, we can play this. Maybe this way of playing it suits you better than anybody else.
Yeah, I played it a day or two ago for about an hour, and it's still got that very console feel. I did not see an option to adjust the field of view, but there was an option that said like adjust player view model, and it said desktop, classic, and I think maybe console, which I think that's like some predetermined field of view options.
Okay.
I really cannot describe exactly what it is, but it feels very console-like.
Well, it's supposed to. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, it's made for the consoles.
But this game is released on Tuesday, the 21st.
Now,
really not excited.
Yeah, that one's releasing on the 21st, as is Guild Wars 2.
Huh. See if I can find time to play that. Jeez.
Gotta buy it first.
I bought it too. Ugh.
Oh, just send it to me. I'll play a few.
Did you buy the super premium ultra edition with the tin and the little lead figurine to chew on? And
I did not. No. Unlike the lead canteen that guy got with my Call of Duty game.
Yeah. Is this CS:GO, or is this the little short movie that they made using the Valve filmmaker for CS:GO?
This, I don't know. They're calling this the CS:GO trailer. That's what it's called.
Which was made with the source filmmaker.
Looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like it, but it doesn't say it here. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, that's what they made it for. Well, that's kind of what they made it for.
Look at that guy hacking.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they made some beta testers make this instead of them making it themselves. Just let the community do it. That's kind of what EA was doing with all the Battlefield series, is having some community members make these videos. Which, you know what? I like
start talking about EA right now.
No, not yet. Not yet. First, we should still first talk about stuff like this little note that comes up from Half-Life 3. They're saying somebody's put out this document, which is kind of funny, for Gamescom, which was the recent games convention that went on in, I think it was in Germany, right?
Today's the last day. Clone Journey.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're saying that this document shows that Valve was supposed to show up at Gamescom and show off Half-Life 3.
But see, I looked through that, and unless it's not alphabetical, I couldn't see it there. Like, unless I was missing something major there. I looked through that when it came across Twitter, and I was like, well, I don't see it. You know, I could be blind, which I'm deaf, so I might be blind.
I saw the PDF, and it was there, but I think technically the list wasn't official and wasn't.
No.
Like, I don't know. And there are a lot of rumors about who said it was going to be added and who said to take it away, and it could just be somebody's sick joke. That sick person.
Sick.
Well, we'll see. You know what? We should start asking some questions when we head it over to PAX. See what we can beat out of Gabe. Bring a sandwich for Gabe.
What we can get out of Gabe. Gabe, come here. I've got fudge. Making friends.
All right, so also what's going on is Steam is doing some sort of updates. Steam is announcing a major update to the community here. So they're doing a lot of like Steam-like things. They're trying to push the beta that's going on with Steam. I know I'm jumping around between these two topics here a little bit back and forth. There's a beta thing that's going on out there that they're trying to work with for Team Fortress 2. These updates that are talking about expanding the way that you interact with the community so that you can, I'm trying to remember what that was, where you can like jump over to somebody's page and see or have some sort of conversation about a game or something. What was that? Now I can't find the quote that I was looking for. But they're trying to expand it. And it goes to show, it goes along, I think it ties along with what they're trying to do with their mobile app. They're trying to make this more of an interaction between the live community that are on their PCs and the mobile, and potentially, I'm still waiting for the console version.
Their mobile app is the devil. Seriously.
Because you can purchase games through it?
Yes. It is the devil.
Buy more.
I got rid of mine. I just had no use for it.
Yeah, me either. What are you going to do? Chat on your phone?
I was just looking at people playing games while I'm in work. I don't want to see that when I'm in work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely not a productivity booster.
Right. And chatting with people about games while you're on your phone, it is torturous. You're right. And then they're also they're reminding you, Valve is reminding you that Steam has that big picture coming up. Their whole thing where you'll be able to see
Valve on TV.
Valve on TV. I'm still unclear exactly what this is, other than potentially streaming videos that people made through the video maker on Steam so that you can watch them on your large TV through, I don't know what else this is for.
It's supposed to be a UI for Steam that you can comfortably use while sitting on the couch. You're supposed to be able to navigate it with just a gamepad, and I am uncomfortably waiting for it because now that I move, I got a setup where I can hook up a computer to the TV, and I really want to try it out. But
if you've got your computer hooked to your TV, what do you need an external app for? You just HDMI from your either tower or laptop straight into the television, then you've got game on.
Well, I've got a wireless controller, and I want to sit on the couch and play, I don't know, Exciters or something. And
but what stops you from doing that now, though?
Because I can't launch it with just the wireless gamepad. You see?
Okay. Just because you can't, you can't control the computer remotely from the couch.
Yeah.
But see that? Well, okay, whatever. Because I've got the wireless keyboard and mouse, and I mean when the Star Wars beta came out, fuck, I didn't move off the couch for 2 days solid. I just plugged the HDMI straight from the laptop into the into the TV
like
and
Cheetos
kept
to
yelling,
Mountain Dew
"Bring me a
once.
sandwich." Well,
As far
that's
as I know,
just
that's the
it.
only advantage.
I was scared because I was like a half a mountain of Doritos and a half a keg of Mountain Dew away from being everything that I make fun of. It put the fear into me.
Right about now, it sounds really good, actually.
Well, I'm interested to see what they do. I'm not necessarily going to start hooking it up to my TV to see what it is. I don't know. I want to know really what the big advantage is. Don't know yet. Right? They haven't said anything really.
You steam from your couch.
It's Valve. What are they going to say? It's going to be, "Hey, we did this. You're going to like it." None of this. What would you guys think? That's why I laugh when Valve says they're beta testing something. 'Cause they don't beta test anything. They just say, "Here, we're doing this." And if they break something, they're like, "Oh no, it was just a beta test. We'll put it back."
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. Because for a second there, I was thinking of how Google just puts beta on the top of everything, but the difference is that theirs usually doesn't break, while Valve's does.
Yeah. Valve's clock has no hands.
They just guess what time it is.
Yeah.
I blame Google for sort of making the word beta useless, though. Like,
yeah.
At this point, people just expect a working product with no bugs when they see beta.
Yeah. So you got to start using alpha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about DICE and Battlefield 3. I think whoever wrote this article is being a little bit of an extremist, saying that DICE has lied to gamers about the mod tools for Battlefield 3. I'm not going to say that they came right out and lied. Right? Isn't that what you were going to say, Strider?
How do you say that they haven't come up? They didn't lie. Well, how are you justifying that argument? Because that is what they said. They couldn't release it because it was too complex. And at the interview, it's the guy said, no, it's not complex. First, it come out. Oh, if we do it, we want to do it right. We want to make it so that consolians can mod too. Well, you know what? You can't mod on a console. What it all boils down to dollars and cents. They wanted to force feed you DLC, and it would have fucked up their entire plan. To force feed you DLC.
Yep.
If suddenly the community can create better content than what is being officially released, because that's typically what happens when mod tools are released. You get a lot of stuff that is subgrade, granted, but you definitely do get stuff that is way better than what the studio is putting up.
Yeah, the good stuff rises to the top, becomes the most played.
Every now and then you get that porous turd that floats to the top, though. Like that. Now, what is that map that everybody on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 keeps playing? That Nuketown.
Yeah, Nuketown.
That spawn, throw a grenade, and shoot. You're going to get 2 kills before you die. Guaranteed. Don't even have to aim. Just spawn, throw a grenade, shoot. You're going to get 2 kills.
While I absolutely agree with what you're saying, that the reason they didn't release the mod tools is because DICE wanted to be able to control the content that's going out there and make money off of the DLC. However, I am still unable to find the actual quotes that say that from DICE or EA.
Which?
That they didn't put it out because they wanted to do DLC.
Oh, they're not going to say that.
Yeah,
don't you read the...
I'm not going to say that.
All right. No. Don't you read the Twitters? I spent all day yesterday tweeting. Was it yesterday or the day before? Damn it, now I got to go way back in my tweets here.
He just became a Twitter user like 2 weeks ago, and now it's going nuts.
When you hear that... Well, what's the point of me putting this stuff up there if you're not even going to read it?
I don't remember.
We only use it to make fun of you.
I don't remember seeing a quote from them saying that they... I can't remember that quote. I just remember them saying a bunch of other stuff that kind of conflicts with itself, but never did I see something that says we didn't put it out because of DLC. I see other people putting those words in their mouth.
Yeah, I don't think they'd admit that. Like, we're out to get your money. That's why we didn't do it.
There is doublespeak, and I think the one that they're trying to stick with is that by putting by putting out mod tools, that we would end up having to support it, and we don't have the manpower or the money to support it. And that I believe that they don't have the ability, they don't want to put the time into supporting it, and EA will not allow them to put the time into supporting mod tools. I think that's what it is, even though
they're working on Battlefield 4. That's why.
Well, they're always working on the next one and the next one, and or the DLC, whatever. And I don't blame DICE for that. I blame EA, or I blame the agreement that DICE signed, and said, yeah, okay, EA, we'll be butt buddies for the next 20 years.
This is the. These are some of the quotes here. This is the worst one, the one I'm going to post right now. Always, that is the steadfast and true fallback of why people don't release tools.
Yes, I saw that one. Absolutely.
The first or second quote?
The one about hackers.
Only the last one. The last one, right? Yeah. That one I saw, and I understand why they posted it, but I completely disagree with it. Completely. I don't think that by releasing the ability to make maps, you are releasing a way for people to hack the existing maps. I think that is a fault in the way the servers are run, if that's actually possible.
Yeah. I don't see any other game that has that vulnerability that allows you to make maps.
Well, this accusations.
The time I've seen
nice.
Click like that is when someone's made a map with secret areas or things like that.
But see, those type of maps are the ones that don't. Those are the ones that are they're the lead turds. They sink and end up going away.
Like as a turd equivalent to everything.
Well, yeah. Well, we're talking about the stuff rising, right? So you get the ones that's all right. I mean, the original Battlefield was moddable. Battlefield 2 was not because they brought in the consoles.
No, it was. Battlefield 2 was moddable. Just they did not release and support the official tools, but they released something, and then the community came up with something, and they allowed people to make mods for Battlefield 2 and just let it happen.
I think when they started the Bad Company series, that's when modding went away, because I think the first Bad Company was console only. And
yes, that's correct.
Bad Company 2 was on console and PC, but there were no modding tools for that.
Right. It's because that was like a console release, just like this is, just like they all are now. That's what Strider's been pointing out.
Yeah.
Ported console crap.
Yeah.
Seriously, console gaming is wrecking the industry because it is putting a choke collar around all growth and all expandability. It's destroying our industry.
I could see that, yeah.
When you get somebody like John Carmack that says, you know what, developing for consoles was a mistake.
Which time? The second time he turns around and says, no, that's the only way to do it. Right, Ham? Didn't you say that John Carmack stepped on his own words there?
Yeah, he said that I had the quote. I'm not going to look for it, but he basically said that PC gaming, developing for PCs is good when it works, but the reality is just that it's easier and better to develop on consoles.
Why? Because there's only one.
Yeah.
My PC is not like your PC. Yeah.
And that's exactly why Rage turned out the way it did, is because it was developed for consoles first, not PC. And it was like, oh, it works on consoles, so it'll definitely work on PC. We'll just port it over and use all the same assets.
See, I am not anti-console. I want people to know that I'm not a hater of consoles. I just prefer to play on the PC, and what the console is, it's a representation of the decline of the PC for games.
Yeah.
Does it represent the decline, or does it represent the fact that they've given this hardware out and set this bar, even though it's low compared to what you can get with PC gaming now? You've got this bar that's low, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll just strive to hit that. We'll just keep striving to hit that. even though everybody else is way up here, we're just going to keep striving to hit that because it's nice and low and it's comfortable for us, and there's no risk then.
It's I don't know. It's a money thing. It seems. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. They want to turn around and put out a low-cost PC to everybody, but then put it in a fancy box that sits under the TV. That's all it is.
Yeah. One of the things that concerns me is you get a company that's producing Crysis 3, and he's saying, you know what, Crysis 2, we tried to melt your PC. Crysis 3 will melt your PC, but it's going to play fine on the Xbox 360. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Are they developing two different titles? Because if it runs fine on the Xbox 360, it ain't even going to come close to melting my PC.
Right. They were back when Crysis came out and before Crysis, even with Doom 3, there was this idea that these developers had. It's like, we're going to make this game and it's going to be so cool that you really won't be able to fully run it until a few years from now, because that's only when the technology is going to be affordable. So if like in 2007, even though Doom 4 came out or Doom 3 came out in 2004, in 2007 you might be able to run this exactly how we sort of intended for you to run it. That was the whole can it run Crysis type thing, and that was years after Crysis came out, and that was a really good thing. And nowadays it's just like we need to make sure this runs on everything, and it's holding everything back.
But what about, all right, I'm going to jump to another topic and continue this topic. What about Borderlands 2? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Borderlands 2 is not necessarily pushing the limits of graphics just in general, but they're throwing in some pretty nice looking PhysX. Now, PhysX in the past has just been maybe somebody's curtain that blows a little bit and some papers that keep flying up. Yes, I'm thinking of Mirror's Edge and Batman. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking of. Right. But if you watch the video that's out there now for Borderlands 2, it shows a side-by-side comparison of what you're going to be getting if you have PhysX or if you don't have PhysX. And that's pretty much what's going to end up happening on the console. Consoles aren't going to have PhysX.
No.
All right, I'm going to jump ahead here if I can find it.
You get different weapon effects. You get different environment effects.
Right here, they show side-by-side. And let's see if I can pause it there. No, that's not a good one. Now, if you
it'll show one and then the other.
Right. If you look over here on the right side, maybe you can see my mouse jiggling a little bit. There is it looks like a warped or heat or something is going on with the air where makes me think of Stalker. Stalker had some sort of weird warping kind of thing going on. Where on the left-hand side,
you vortexes.
Yeah, they don't have anything. And now I'll play it back and let it keep going, and you can see it's kind of interesting. And here's the vortex. He throws some sort of grenade.
Even just they're both firing the same weapons there. Look at the difference in what happens with the weapons.
Here's a grenade, just normal, and then here's a grenade with everything getting sucked into it.
Yeah,
it's actually a bigger difference with PhysX. It's almost a different game.
It's cool.
And that's the first time I can say that. I don't think I can handle PhysX. I don't know. I'm actually not sure. And I just built this PC early this year.
Well, all you need is an NVIDIA card to get the...
I think you need two, don't you?
That was one of the most impressive ones right there, if you back that up just a little bit.
I don't think
throwing a grenade out there. Oh, that's a lot you backed up. Okay.
Okay. There it is. There's a grenade.
Yeah.
The cloth follows it, and then boom.
Like, that's actually... Welshie and I had a little bit of a discussion. It's like, you know what, physics are fantastic, but when are we actually going to see something other than a curtain fluttering in the wind or some papers coming towards you or some rippling water? Because that's all it's been to date. Mm-hmm. The integration of that technology has to start and stop being held back by these other things that don't have it, i.e. the Xbox 360, i.e. the PS2 and 3. Mm-hmm. Force them to upgrade. As a developer, force these the people that are releasing these consoles to actually look to the future. I mean, how old is that technology? We've said this before. How old is the technology on an Xbox 360? Like, that's Windows 98. Fuck. It was cutting edge, Windows 98.
Yeah, yeah. And Morphus has a good point. It's not going to make the game more fun. No, you're right. It won't. But it'll make a fun game more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that this game is going to be fun, but I think it will.
Number 1 was. I don't see why number 2 wouldn't be.
I think after the show today, I'm gonna install it again in Borderlands
Alright,
and try to give it another go. I was not digging it when I played it, but I'm the odd man out on that one.
Did you play alone or with people?
I played alone, never played with anybody.
Okay. I think it's big.
I didn't like it the first
different.
time I played it. Second time I enjoyed it.
I tell you what, I was very disappointed by the ending because I was just playing along, and all of a sudden the credits were rolling.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But there is the DLC, which I've now activated. So
I gotta check that out. Maybe I should. I should get that DLC and install it. We really hit our hour. I don't know, you guys. There's a whole bunch of topics still in here. You guys are welcome.
Let's get through these. Let's roll on. Let's do because you know what, we're gonna leave them wanting. In 2 weeks, they're gonna be wanting. They're gonna be sitting around Sunday, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what's wrong. Something's not right in the universe because we're not gonna be able to broadcast live to you. So.
All right, I'm going to kind of push through them then. Black Ops. Black Ops 2 has some stuff going on. They want you to know
we're done talking about that one. Next.
That's where we need to stop. Black Ops has some stuff.
Yeah, some stuff with Call of Duty. Black Ops, blah, blah, blah.
Multiplayer stuff that went over on Gamescom. You can check out some videos of the actual gameplay if you want to see what that's looking like. Black Ops 2. But then we also get into some
Just check out Black Ops 1.
You're right.
Yeah. And I don't know, if you're a really big fan of Call of Duty, you can check this out. Unless you like modding, then never mind.
It's just another console game.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the same console game.
It's the same console game. Don't say another.
Call of Duty is DLC.
Call of Duty Online, the one that was originally only released in China, is now branching out to other third world countries.
I thought we already discussed that.
Other third world countries.
I don't know if we actually talked about how it's branching out. We did talk about how the game exists, but we didn't say how they're starting to expand.
You'll see this in Zimbabwe.
Actually, I don't even know where they're expanding to. I just know that they... Hirschberg. I don't know where that is. I don't know where Hirschberg
That's the dude's name that wrote it.
Oh, is that who wrote it? Okay, Hirschberg Explained. Okay. Yeah, I've read somewhere that they are branching out. Maybe I got the wrong article for it. All right. Then there's also something else here that's going on about. Let's see. Do I have the right? I don't have a video for it. Something about Black Ops Declassified. What is that? DLC?
I think that's a mobile version for like Vita or something.
Is that what that is? Because I have a video here for something else, but I didn't think it was that. Have or had? Have or had? I had a video. I know I did. Maybe I lost it.
No video for you.
Crap. And it was maybe it just didn't download. Yeah, it was it was a video of it playing on the PSP Vita. And I was like, oh. Yeah. And the video, I wish I had it. All right, guys, you got to go check out that video just because it's completely obvious that what they're doing is they're showing a video that was cut from a console and playing it on the Vita as if it was a green screen.
That good, huh?
Good or not, it just seemed too obvious to me that was not actually playing on the device at the time of rendering the video for you. It's kind of funny, yeah. All right, but then then they go on to other versions that are available out there, such as the Android versions and stuff for Black Ops Zombies, the iOS version. Do I have anything for that? I have iOS. There it is. Exciting.
Well, it's the same as what they had on the iPhone. Now it's just they finally put it onto the Android.
I really wish there was a actual PC or console equivalent of this game. Like, don't put it on mobile. It's so fun. It's a fun mode, and yet they won't give us a standalone title.
Well, they do have an Xbox version of Zombies.
Yeah.
It's just zombies.
Well, it's the COD's World at War, was it? What did we play at PAX last year with those fancy glasses? Remember?
No, it was not World at War. Well, I don't know. The Call of Duty World at War for Xbox should have this. Yeah, should have zombies.
What I'm for is like maybe a $5 title, and it's just zombies.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
A standalone zombie PC title or console title.
If it doesn't happen soon, I'm gonna make it.
It's called Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
But it's not the same though, because it's like Left 4 is slightly different. You know, there's no.
No, the survival mode actually of the zombies. You know what? And what was that was one of the things why there was such a huge success with World at War, and not entirely because of it, but there was a huge success because it was different. It was fun and it was different.
Yeah.
And you know, the fact that World at War also was the last moddable title in the series. It's still one of the best games in the series because of that. Then they went and they tried to make it. They fucked with success when they released Black Ops, and they made it not moddable, and they made it. They changed the way the zombies worked, and it wasn't as fun. I played it with a lot of people, and every one of them was like, it's just not as fun. Let's go back to World at War, and I don't know. When you get something that works, don't fuck with it. But by the same token, don't just keep releasing it every year and with putting a different piece of toilet paper on the turd and saying, "Hey, look what we did," because it's the same fucking turd.
This is toilet paper metaphor.
It still stinks. Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see me wasting time playing zombies on my iPhone or on an iPad.
I'm having a hard time seeing myself playing zombies on anything, and I don't mean Call of Duty zombies. I mean another zombie game. I'm having a little trouble seeing its future.
Zombies are not the future. Dinosaurs are the future.
I don't know.
I think
Good question.
Dinosaurs is trying to make a revival. There are a few Dinosaurs games that have been released, and there are some coming out.
Yep.
But I think robots.
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 No.
Really?
I think the next big game. I'm going out on a little bit of a limb here, but I think the next big game is going to be a dinosaur game, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a sleeper indie hit. And I think you know which one I'm talking about, Foyle.
I know which one you're talking about, and it's going to be a sleeper indie hit. Exactly. Yes, that's what it'll be, like Killing Floor.
Yeah.
But I think the next topic that we're going to start seeing, it's going to be vampires.
Vampires.
I mean, there is not a day that goes by that I don't flip through the channels and see something that has to do with Twilight on TV.
It's a girls' movie.
I don't just mean the movie.
Vampires versus werewolves.
Yeah, there's the HBO
Breezy's,
series.
Breezy's like, it's a girls' movie. I like that movie.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I got it on now in the corner there.
You want me to have 50 Shades of Vampires? You want me to stick that where?
Yeah. All right. Hitman Absolution has online contracts mode. It's a new mode that's available for the Absolution, Hitman Absolution. Video. Jump ahead.
Oh, did I get the right one? Yes, I. Look at me.
So here we're showing a little bit of actual gameplay in Hitman.
Multiplayer gameplay. You versus somebody else. Hitman versus Hitman. Even though you both have big icons over you so you can be visible, you need to hide.
And you're the only bald ones in the game.
Everybody else in the future has hair.
Except Hitman.
Except the Hitman.
That's how you know. He's out.
Well, it's easier to hide. Throw on a wig. You can always change up.
Barcoded at birth.
Fulfilling contracts earns you money.
Okay. Then there's another one out there called quiet. What is this thing called? It's called Day One Garry's Incident teaser trailer. And let me find that thing. 32.
Garry's mom.
That's what I keep thinking when I see it, right? But this is an Unreal Engine 3 survival FPS. See, another zombie survival kind of thing.
Oh my
So I'm
god.
like, that's why I'm like, zombies are passe.
Bring back Nazis.
It looks nice though.
It looks like it should be on the Crysis engine.
Yeah.
Crytek's.
Was that Cessna burning up in re-entry?
I think maybe they were going back in time.
Oh.
I don't
Look
know.
like a time warp.
Turok.
Turok. Yes.
Zombie dinosaurs, Morphus? Why not?
Who's releasing this one, Foil?
Wild Games. Somebody I don't know. Wild Games Studio.
Wonder if they're going to
And
be at PAX.
Yes, actually, this would be an excellent group to try and hit up for PAX. You're right. Are you writing that down?
Wild Games? I do not see a Wild Games.
Wild Games Studio.
No, unfortunately, I do not see a Wild Games.
And this game is supposed to be released in October, which is, you know, this year. We didn't see it last. We didn't see this game last year, so where is it? You're right. It should be somewhere. And if they're not advertising it, then that's also going to make it fail, unfortunately. You got to tell people that your game exists for someone to buy it. Or if not that, then well, she's not here. I'm going to throw that into the chat window just so I remember it later. We should ask him to come on the show. Okay. All right, another one out here called Routine. This is an announcement for a new game put out by Lunar Software. Routine is another Unreal Engine 3 powered FPS. First-person shooter is what the FPS stands for. Now, Unreal Engine 3, you see how many people are using this thing, and why are they using it? Because it's easily available, it's extremely low cost, and when you do sign up, for it, you have all these code examples. So you know, you have an idea of how to do something. But this one is weird. Let's see.
Oh.
Watching this thing, I thought it was very Fear-like. So here, watch the video. You're going to hear some weird sounds. Actually, let me rewind it again just so you even hear the opening, because that... I hear like a scream sound, and then a video goes weird, and then this shows off. So that's why I'm thinking like it has to do with like a fear kind of feeling, where you're abandoned on a moon base. So I guess you go out to the moon, and you got to figure out what has happened.
Some of the articles I read said amnesia on the moon.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the game Amnesia?
Yeah.
Well, that's more of like a... It's not really an action kind of game then.
Yeah.
It's more of you trying to uncover the truth while your screen is going all weird on you. I hope there's gravity. Okay. That one's supposed to be out next year.
I'm interested.
Yeah, it's a decent trailer. There is a permadeath system that will keep you on your edge. On the edge?
Permadeath. You buy the game, you die, you have to buy the game again.
Buy the game again.
Isn't that what it is, right?
Permadeath.
There is no health pack, no multiple lives. When you die, you start over. I hope you don't have to buy it again. If you have to buy it again, then screw you. I'm not buying it. Then again, if no, never.
Get rid of a lot of run-and gunners. Arma 2 just became more serious. Combine that with that shock collar mod.
Yeah.
DayZ was permadeath.
It was, okay. Well, it's slow enough that you can do that.
Yep.
But yeah, Strider's right. Arma is already like permadeath. You have to start all the way at the beginning and run those miles. Okay. There's news going on about Bioshock. Bioshock is definitely in trouble. Not quite so infinite. They are saying that they're losing its staff members. They're losing money. There's questions of whether or not it'll actually I'm questioning whether or not it'll actually make it to market. I guess it will make it to market, but I don't know. It seems like that they're having some big issues. And this game should have already been out. I don't know what's holding it back.
Yeah.
I guess they screwed some things up, and the publisher, who is the publisher? I mean, Irrational Games is building this thing.
Probably 2K.
I don't know. All right. So it's unfortunate because it looked like it was going to be an interesting game. Maybe it's straying too far from its original storyline. You know, the story. You know, you always had this like period piece. What was it? 50s or something, or 60s, or something like that. And it was like underwater, so it's in this contained area. Now they're starting to go outside. It's still period era kind of stylistic, but then are also throwing in this like Borderlandish kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to get immersed. I mean, the first one you could get immersed in because it was, you know, you were there. But after that, it's like, oh yeah, you're losing it because you're trying to stay with what the original had, yet you keep venturing to different areas, and it's not tying in well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah, and they're also cutting out the multiplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the scope is widening, but it's not focused.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's supposed to come out again. Now the date is currently set for February. We'll see if they can actually make it. All right. All right. Going on, we have some stuff. Oh, a New Vegas, which is Fallout. A New Vegas, right? Mod.
Yeah.
That restores cut content. And what kind of content?
Yeah, the modders restored a bunch of the stuff that was there but not playable.
Oh.
Whether that's gonna fuck up some DLC that we'll activate the DLC if you give us $5. Ah, no, sorry, the mod just did it. I don't know, but
yeah, this thing has pulled. If that was
a couple
the case.
playable maps and characters and all kinds of stuff.
Well, if you have the game, check it out. I don't have the game. I was done with Fallout.
You never get meant to run properly, so I never really bothered with it.
It wouldn't. You mean it kept crashing or something else?
It kept crashing. As soon as I started the game, it would crash. I could only get to work if I ran out in XP mode. It was just.
But that was your PC.
Yeah.
It may have been.
Shit.
Yeah, you know what? They put out some unfinished product for Fallout, right? Even Fallout 3 came out, and as soon as the game starts, it goes into this sort of cutscene-ish thing, and the model's body started twisting itself inside and out. I mean, that's the first thing. How can beta testers miss that? Yeah. All right. They did. Okay.
Still got a lot of topics left.
Yeah, I told you we had a lot of topics.
What the hell?
There's a Vampire Blood Knights game out on its way. It's supposed to be out now. It's supposed to have action RPG kind of thing. It says third quarter of 2012, which sounds about now. Let's jump ahead a little bit. Man versus vampire.
And bonded me to a vampire.
But it looks like it's a RPG style. It's going to be for the PC and consoles.
Either mean our rescue or the biggest folly we ever attempted.
I don't know. Wondering if this is going to be much different than playing Skyrim as a vampire.
What was that vampire movie that just came out not too long ago? The guy with the cross.
Looks like
Ram.
What was that game that oh man, I can't remember it. There's a game I bought and I'd have to look it up. I can't think of it.
Well, come on, Morphus. It makes sense. Plate armor to stop the wood from going through the heart, right? I mean, are they that dumb that they don't realize that they're so vulnerable? They should cover their heart so that wood can't penetrate it as easily. All right. Well, if vampires isn't your thing, maybe we should. You know, which is an older topic, vampires or Rambo?
Adrian.
Yeah. So we got the the Rambo video game that they're putting together here.
Dungeon Siege. Looks like Dungeon Siege. Sorry,
I never
I was
played
late.
Dungeon
That's a
Siege.
look
What?
The vampire game looked like Dungeon Siege.
Oh, maybe.
I know what you mean. Because of that perspective with the life over each member and your hack and slash kind of style. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
I'm coming to get you.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Sylvester
So this-
Stallone, all new voice acting.
Yep, this
Same
is
as
based on
the
his
old
last
voice
movie.
acting.
You know what? I don't even know if I watched this version, this one. I must have. Yeah, I must have seen this Rambo. Video game coming soon. Yay. Yeah. Okay, so now you know that's coming. Can't wait, right? Just like a Tomb Raider with the crossbow, maybe. Or not the crossbow, the compound bow. All right, another one, Warframe. Warframe.
And what is with all the bows all of a sudden? Because that's Crisis has got the bow as well now.
Oh yeah, you're right. You see, that's the topic that we're missing.
Bow hunter.
That's the
That
next
is the
trend.
future of gaming. First
bow.
person bower. It's an FPB.
First person bow. Jeez.
Yeah, this one's from the makers of The Darkness 2, and they're supposedly making the next Star Trek video game. Now, I don't know if that's the Star Trek video game that's still under construction or the one that's already been canceled. But Warframe is the cooperative third-person free-to-play game that has something to do with aliens.
Everything has
Skipping
something.
ahead here. Still skipping ahead. It's oh, there you go. It's a Crisis suit on an alien, or is it the an alien suit on a Crisis player?
It's-
Can't really
It
tell.
looks cool.
I don't know. It's a single-player console kind of style.
I like third-person games.
I've been
I
a game
feel
like
I don't
this
play enough.
before. When I went to Eurogame, there was a game like that.
A lot of
I
people
what's called.
keep comparing it to something called Dark Sector, which I never played. Heard of it, but never played it.
Well, watching the video, I had the feeling of Prototype.
Oh,
I know it's a
yeah.
different developer, but it just gave me that. It just kind of made me feel think of it. Maybe they're using a similar engine. I don't know. Or they have some of the same people working on the designs. All right, another one, Lego Lord of the Rings. Oh wait, that's not supposed to be the right. Did I skip over a couple? I skipped over a couple. How about we talk about science fiction Mars War Logs? Isn't that what's supposed to be next?
Yeah.
Which? Oh, I don't have an image for it. That's why. Yeah, this one is an RPG, another RPG that follows the other. Science fiction, action, Xbox Live, PlayStation, PC. I don't know.
In
know,
the
this
future,
in the future.
there's another crossbow. Oh my God.
Bows on Mars.
There's not enough there to get an idea of what it's like, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what that was.
No. But there, now we can talk about Lego Lord of the Rings. I don't think they have compound bows in this one. I think what they have is just staffs, right? And rings.
Well, it's Sword of the Rings. They've got the elf guy.
Yes, they do. You're right. Lego version. Okay. Yep. Come on, show us some actually. Yep. Okay, so they are going to be funny, which is good. You know, that's one of the things I like about the Lego series is that they throw in the comedic type of acting, but but I wonder if they're going to actually put real voices in this one. Right? Didn't you point out? I think maybe it was Ham that pointed out that one of them has actual voice acting.
Welshie said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the tweet that came out over the weekend too from Gamescom, there's supposed to be 200 odd playable characters, some of which weren't in movies.
Well, might as well make it epic, right? Like the book, like the movie. Who's doing this? I hope it's not Warner Brothers.
Some serious lighting in that
It is
one.
Warner Brothers.
You got a serious hate on for Warner Brothers.
I do. Yeah. I tend not to like their games.
They made the
Fear
series. Yeah.
Yeah, but they also
The
destroyed the
first
Fear
one?
series too.
Did they
True.
make the first
Very
one?
true.
They did not do the first one.
No,
Come
they
on.
well,
I don't know,
I
if
don't know
it's-
where that line is all blurry on whether or not they had involvement, but I know they definitely had a hand in destruction of the Fear series by
There you
allowing
go. Fear
assets and not allowing assets. And
1. Fear 1 was Monolith Productions, published by Vivendi.
Okay. What about? Did they start at 2? I think it started at 2.
just take
Fear
a peek.
3 they did. I can't find.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is on the back of Fear 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they started with
That's the
2.
one. They lost me on that one, but maybe it was. I thought it was just because it was a rehash of the first one, so I don't know.
2 is okay. 3 is horrible. It's an arcade game.
Fear Extraction Point, Fear Perseus Mandate, Fear 2 Project Origin, Fear 2 Reborn, Fear 3. And,
Fear 3
Fear
actually
for My
has
Job.
the E backwards to the 3.
What else we have? Splinter Cell Blacklist, an extended walkthrough available. That's as far as I need to go.
Why
with that.
play it when you
guys
can watch somebody else play it?
Yeah. It's,
I'd play the video, but you know what? It's 20 minutes. I'm not going to play it for 20 minutes. Blizzard, did I want to talk? I don't want to talk about Blizzard yet. I want to talk a little bit about Star Wars gameplay. They have Star Wars 1313. They have some actual gameplay from gamescom. So you get a little bit more idea of how this game is going to play out.
I'm not sure I want to like this game yet. It's Star Wars, but I'm not sure I want to like it. I'm still a little bit hurt from the last one.
I understand.
I'll
that.
say.
Ocean
But
level.
The fact that I just gave those fuckers $100 and then they go and make game free to play pisses me off
Is
to
it the
no
same
end.
group?
To no end.
certainly understandable.
Is it the same group? I'm trying to quickly look it up, and I don't. LucasArts. Okay.
LucasArts.
And,
But they're going to be in bed with EA. And we all know how good EA is. I'm surprised actually we don't have a topic here about Ubisoft opening the Ubi store.
Oh, I saw something about that
Did they?
yesterday.
I didn't know that. I missed it.
Oh yeah.
And if the news came out yesterday, then that's probably why, because I put as many topics.
You
as I
were
could
under
together
a rock
yesterday.
yesterday.
I was not.
A bit of a problem. It looks a lot like a new Star Trek game coming out.
Yes.
Which
Is that canceled? Ham? Were you
No.
gonna say that? No. Okay.
No.
I don't think so.
I was just gonna say, which also looks like Uncharted.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you know what? I have high hopes for Star Trek, which is probably not going to be as good as the Star Wars one. and
Why
I'm
do
gonna
you
be
always have
depressed.
high hopes for Star Trek?
Because
It's
I like the
dead,
Star Trek series. I like.
It looks like an
dead,
interesting
Jim.
show.
Jim, it's dead.
Yeah. I'm a doctor, not a game developer. Okay. And then there's also that news about Blizzard being hacked. Oh well.
Yeah.
If you're still playing the game,
Somebody took all my WoW accounts.
yeah, what happened to him? I can't remember
Have you
his
see
name. I
that
don't remember.
the big fat gamer going on about it? Can't remember what it was.
Francis.
Oh, the guy that smashed his keyboard.
Francis.
Yes.
Francis.
I was crying watching that. And
Yeah. Yeah, If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go out there and search for Francis and WoW, WOW, World of Warcraft, and there's a bunch of videos out there, and there's some funny ones. Okay, one more for you. Just
Why
one.
would somebody do that?
Last topic. ZombiU.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, last one I'm going to do.
All right. I'm all for that. More Ubisoft. Look for this coming in the Ubi store.
Yeah, come on. I want to know more about this Ubi
I
store.
gotta look up this Ubi store. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Ubi Shop. Shop.ubi.com. Ubi Storage? No, that's not them. Ubi Store Gamescom deal. Okay, so we're going to play an Ubi... We'll talk about this while we're playing a video of something else. So apparently they struck a deal with... No. Gamescom deals... 1 pence games. I'm guessing that's a pence, I don't know. $1 games.
Whoa, that's an extreme sale.
Oh, that's a euro, isn't it? Okay.
Do I need to find it for you?
Yes, please.
$1 for Hawks too. Okay.
Are you throwing money away again, Ham?
Pretty. Yeah. I never played this game. In fact, I had it and gave it away before I even played it.
That's from August 6th, talking about the Ubi Store. So they've been around. Ubi Store sale. They're talking about a sale going on in the Ubi Store over on Steam. How cheap everything is. So I guess that's what the article is about. How if you head over to the Ubi Store, you can get all kinds of great deals on games from the Ubisoft collection of games. Now, do they have Ubisoft? Do they have great games? I tend to think that they only have mediocre games, from my recollection.
You would be correct.
Assassin's Creed.
You be correct.
Let me run down some of these brands as they have, or maybe some of the games in just recently. Assassin's Creed. Really big series. A lot of people really enjoy it. I go to E3, watch them play Assassin's Creed, and there's characters standing in mid-air. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to play that. Far Cry 3. Great game. Has anybody actually played more than just the first little bit before they get bored? Or did you do what I did and play the demo and then try and play the game and realize the demo is the first 20 minutes of the game? I don't want to play this again. So I was a Tom Clancy. Anything from Tom Clancy, like the Ghost Recon series. It's a watered down version of Arma. Get killed, start over at the beginning, run for miles, and all you need is one keyboard. Like they have great ideas, but they don't feel well executed.
Yeah, they've launched the Uplay for PC downloads to combat the EA one. So
EA Link.
Probably look for EA Link, EA Origin, whatever that shit EA crap.
This was the exact fear once Origin came out. I remember a talk on the show saying every publisher is going to end up having their own store.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to benefit anybody. Their own store and their own software.
And that's what's happening there. They're all pushing it, or they're pulling it back. So look for a giant exodus of Ubi games from Steam. And they're going to go on the Ubi shop now. And that's exactly what EA is doing.
It's a horrible idea, publishers. Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
There's definitely some cheap titles on here trying to get people to buy stuff. But God, I mean, you're gonna get Far Cry. This is so Crisis now is going to be on Ubi Shop. Crisis 3 when it comes out, so it'll be another. Hopefully, it's not another Origin.
Yeah, hopefully it's
disappointing.
Not Origin. Yeah. It is. Okay. I think your voice is starting to chop up a bit for me.
Oh,
Are you now having issues? Yeah. Okay. I think we're starting to lose Strider there, so we should close up.
Oh.
Okay. We are at the end anyways, so yeah, let's wrap the whole thing up for our extra long episode in preparation of another extra long episode probably. I am going to say thank you to our host for taking the time out to chat. I want to say thank you, Breezy, for joining us today.
No problem.
Awesome. Strider, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's always an adventure.
It is an adventure of some sort or another. Han, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. Okay, so finally, for those of you who want to learn more about us, head over to MODSonair.com. And if you go over to MODSonline.com and subscribe, you're actually supporting us. Yes. All right, until next week, everybody, go out and play some games, have some fun, and we'll see you online. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show on Livestream. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com, and please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners. Okay, not exactly our typical ending, but I found this thing and I thought you'd enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Robert Lee. I own Coleman Liquidation. I sell mobile homes. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell it just like it is. These are mobile homes, not mansions. They come in two pieces. If that's what you're looking for, that's what I got. They're used. Some of them have stains. We cover that up. She decorates them. She sells them. These guys help me move them. A bouncer in Birmingham hit me in the face with a crescent wrench 5 times. And my wife's boyfriend broke my jaw with a fence post. So if you don't buy a trailer from me, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So come on down to Coleman Liquidation and get yourself a home. Or don't. I don't care.
That is... There's not a lot of words for that.
I love local commercials.
There you go. Real television commercial.
Wow.
That wasn't made up.
How much kickback do we get for that?
Yeah, we get a mobile home.
Or don't.
Or don't.